So I always begin an episode with so.
Well, it's a natural way to start.
I guess it is.
We're very casual over here.
That's right. And I'm full of verbal tics anyway, so. But so this week has been a little bit hectic. And so we don't have a whole lot of time for this week's podcast, but we did want to get another episode of Love Your Shelf out there. And Emily's back with me this week.
Hey.
So, yay. And we're going to talk about a couple of the things that we've been reading and watching and doing. And the first, I think, big piece of news is that one of the staff members in our building tested positive for COVID. So we're very concerned. And we're also closed to the public, except for the library is doing curbside. So,
luckily that wasn't on our side of the building. So we're feeling pretty good about that, but it's scary.
Yes, it is. And so we do want to acknowledge that that's going on, but we are still doing curbside. People can call or use the order form on our website to request books. And we're just going to hunker down and see what happens.
What a roller coaster.
Exactly. So I have been, in fact, since we've started this podcast, I've probably read more, like, I don't know what else you could call them besides self-help or personal development, whatever they call those. So I guess that's telling that's something that
I was going to say, I think if there's ever been a time in yours or my personal history to read self-help or personal development, this would be it.
Seems like the right time, right?
Yes.
So I have another book that is coming out pretty soon. It's by Kendra Adachi, and it's called The Lazy Genius Way. And the subheading or subtitle is Embrace What Matters, Ditch What Doesn't, and Get Stuff Done. And so, I mean, I feel like I am a lazy genius.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have written this book.
I mean, yeah, no, and we talk here all the time about, inspired all the time, and or feel the need to physically get up and do something all the time. But so yeah, I don't know. I should look into that book. Not saying I'm a genius, but I should look into that book.
I mean, I'm not saying that seriously either, but but it's definitely struck something. So I figured, I'll see what she's got to say about this, because I think that there's the reason why people are so drawn to self-help books and that kind of stuff, or part of the reason, is because there's just so much right now, and there was so much 6 months ago, but it's just ramped up exponentially. And I think you have to focus on getting a handle on it, getting ahead of it, or it can be just too overwhelming. So
yeah, and I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about just how sort of your your state of mind, whether you have a positive or a negative outlook. I think it makes a difference in the world and in yourself. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but I don't know. I think, again, I'm kind of grasping for anything at this point. And I think that just general sort of positivity and having a handle on yourself and your mind is, like you said, it's important right now.
Yes. Yeah. You just have to center yourself. And I think there's a lot of these kind of words that people use, they sometimes tend to have a lot of meaning, but like recalibrating or.
Sure. And yeah, positivity might even be, I think centering is even a better way to put it, because nothing is positive right now.
I think that's it. You don't want to be like, oh, we have to be relentlessly upbeat and positive.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's that book. And then I've also been, since all of this has been happening, growing my green thumb, or improving my green thumb.
Look at you.
Exactly. So not that I have like a garden or anything, but I do have herbs and vegetables and stuff inside. you know, like in pots. So
Do you just keep them on your windowsill?
yeah, I have a big picture window in the front, and so it actually,
Oh, that's great.
I've got like, I don't know, 10 or 12 different plants. And so there's a book that is also coming out. Well, no, it came out a couple of years ago, called Regrow Your Veggies. And it's just basically like there's certain vegetables, or many of them, that you can just take even from like the grocery store and then plant them and grow them yourself, you know, regrow them yourself at home. So like I've done garlic and green onions, lettuces you can do this with. And so I figured, you know, look at a book to see what are some other things that I haven't tried yet.
Yeah, that's right. Self-sustaining. That's really hard to say, guys.
It's hard to say. It's also hard to do, and I'm not doing that by any means. So,
oh goodness,
no,
but that's impressive.
Yeah, get you there a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And then the last book recommendation I have is really an author recommendation, and this is one of my favorite authors. Sometimes it's hit or miss, and I haven't read every single thing that he's written, but I've read a lot, and it's Douglas Coupland. He's a Canadian writer, and he's the one who back in 1990, 1991 came up with the term Generation X for his generation, and that wrote the novel called Generation X, Tales for an Accelerating Culture. And since then, he's written a ton of novels. They're all they're all worth reading. Some are better than others, of course, but I would definitely recommend, if people are not familiar with him and his work, to try some out. And there's one called
this was one that you had me check out. Well, I chose to check it out. You recommended it, but is that right? I know we discussed.
Yes, I can't remember which one I told you to check out.
I can't either. I have it at home. I've checked several out at a time.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Well, he's also written Microsurfs, which is about technology companies in the mid-90s.
Yes, I think that's it.
And then Hey Nostradamus is another one. That one's about a shooting, a tragedy, and then all these people are affected by this sort of central tragedy.
Cool.
Player One, What Is to Become of Us, is another one that's really good. Anyway, so I won't list everything that he's written, but he's definitely one that if you're into, especially, maybe it only appeals to Generation Xers, I don't know, but it definitely really hits the zeitgeist. I mean, he defined it essentially, you know, as what it was. So
yeah,
I need
to pick it up. I was telling you earlier, but for everyone else, it's embarrassing how long it's been since I've picked up a book, a novel, let's say. I've been reading lots of children's books, but I was home last week. We were quarantining just to be safe. So rather than reading, I indulged in a lot of there was some trashy TV in there, I'll be really honest with you guys. But yeah, no, this is good. I'm glad we're having this conversation because it is inspiring me to pick something up.
Yeah, well, you know, we have that problem. In fact, librarians notoriously have that problem because we're not reading all day, but we are dealing with books all day. So
well, and it's kind of that I kind of do this, I don't know, in my everyday life too. You know, I get overwhelmed and then shut down. And so I think, I'm overwhelmed by how many books I want to read, and then I shut down and don't.
Yeah, well, the lazy genius will tell you
okay,
how to make
full
decisions.
circle.
Great. Well, I haven't been watching anything in particular this week, except I did watch an entire 10 episode season of a series called Hunters.
That's the best. Oh, yes. Yeah. I started it. I need to go back and finish it. Because I have that problem too.
Yes, absolutely. And it's actually, it was entertaining. It was, it's kind of I've been finding a lot of series like this. Maybe this is just a trend, but it's kind of an odd tone. So it's like it's Al Pacino is one of the main characters, but it's about this team of people in the 70s, late 70s, who are hunting Nazis who have been hiding their identities in the United States.
I was going to say, dare I say, there's some catharsis there?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And some frustration and some sort of despair. And then there's action and, that kind of stuff. So it's one of those. It's got everything. But I really enjoyed it. It had a surprising twist and or two. And so... I think it's worth a watch if that concept appeals to you. Some people might not find that concept.
Right. Well, and it was I have to be careful with what I watch, and I don't know. I'm sensitive to violence and gore.
Yeah.
But I was able to handle most of what I saw the first couple of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to handle it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
If that changes anyone's mind.
Yeah, it wasn't the most violent or horrific thing that you can imagine.
Right.
Well, what about you?
I started watching, I think you might have even recommended this on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Maybe not. I started watching Mrs. America on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only 2 episodes in, but I'm really enjoying it. So Rose Byrne plays Gloria Steinem, and I couldn't quite imagine that when I first heard about that casting. But I'm so delighted by her performance in it. I just think she does a great Gloria, and I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I'm only 2 episodes in, but
she nailed it.
Yeah, she does. And it just makes me proud and frustrated to be a woman.
Yes, and Cate Blanchett as Phyllis Schlafly is a great. Well, especially at the beginning, she's sort of a villain, or I mean, from my perspective.
Yeah. No, I mean, totally depends on how you look at it.
Right.
But either way, I feel like as a woman, you're sort of rooting for her, no matter your politics. And I love that concept. Just women rooting for women in general.
Absolutely. And then, the performance, and I mean, throughout, like for all of the characters, because each episode kind of focuses on one more than the others.
Oh, cool. I wondered about that because I saw the second episode was called Gloria. So
yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And so you really get to know the people, the characters, and they're all complicated. They all have faults and they all have strengths.
Sure.
And it's, like we all do, like reality.
Yes. I love it. I'm excited to keep watching that one. And I'll have to go back and finish Hunters.
Oh, yeah. I definitely would. Is there anything else, or do you have something that's making you happy this week?
Oh, goodness. I did not prepare. Didn't do my homework, guys.
Well, I have something.
I'll just quickly say we've been having so much fun putting together our videos and story times. So it's just been really good to laugh with my coworkers and have a good time.
It has. And that's part of why we're a little bit rushed today to get our things done, is because I was having too much fun putting in sound effects in the video for next week. And
priorities.
I mean,
I'm saying that is a top priority.
Yes.
That's what
I mean, the cow has to moo. And the giant has to have footsteps that are stomping. So yeah, we've been kind of lamenting that we don't have more time, because we would make the videos more robust and silly.
Sure. Again, we're inspired. We have ideas.
Yes. We just are limited by the amount of hours in the day.
Right.
But we also want to have, people able to come in and pick up their books and all that kind of stuff. So, and we're a very small staff, so we can only do a fraction of all of the ideas that we have.
Yes. Yeah.
But that does speak to what I is making me happy this week. For myself is the fairy house thing that we're planning.
Yes.
So we did, or it was your idea to, right? Anyway.
Yeah, it was my idea, but I was totally picturing like, I don't know, they can throw some rocks and some shells together
Yeah.
kind of thing. But you ran with it, and I'm so excited about it.
Well, so my friends make fun of me because I'm not like, I don't rough it, I don't sleep on the ground or camp or hike or any of that stuff. And so when I was thinking about Fairy House, I was like, I want the penthouse of Fairy Houses.
Right.
And so we have all kinds of stuff around here to use for supplies. So that's what I used to make mine. But Katie also made one that is adorable. And it's more of like a found
totally
object.
Different.
Yeah. And so we're going to have several for next week to sort of serve as inspirations for the kiddos who are hopefully watching our videos, and have them make their own and share them with us. And we're going to give out little kits that include some pieces of inspiration for them. Things like shells and stuff from nature and other little things that we might have that they could use to build their own fairy house. Because our theme for the summer is myths and fairy tales and that kind of thing. So we're running with it.
Sprinting with it.
Yes. It's a lot of fun. And we've also, the first week we built a cardboard castle, but we're adding to it all the time. So it's going to be a real
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She looks beautiful now. Yeah.
So hopefully everybody out there will be tuning in, even if you're not a kid. The videos are short, and we like you said, we're having a lot of fun.
Please humor us.
Yeah. The one next week, we've got a little outtake on it, and I'm definitely planning on putting all the outtakes together at the end of the summer.
I think we should.
And I think
again, if it's for no one else, it's for us.
Well, I mean, yeah. A lot of this might only be for us anyway, so it's fine. Who knows if anybody's out there listening. But
I'll take it. It's fine.
Yeah. But it's Friday evening after a long week, and I think we're going to sign off after a short podcast. But
that's right.
We're glad that I know that there are some of you out there listening, and we appreciate you, and we can't wait till we can continue doing this, but with having actual contact with all of our patrons.
That'll be real nice.
Yes. So everyone have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye guys.
Bye.